You know, the history goes back a ways. My dad coached here for about 10 years.
A basketball sanctuary.
I think our record was like 10 hours just shooting.
Built mostly through student funds.
It was common to see nickel rolls around campus with a poster that read, "Fill to the brim to build the gym."
But after 43 years, Denver Lutheran and its gym are closing its doors for the final time.
There's obviously gyms that are bigger and there's gyms that are newer, but there's just something nostalgic about this place that's just hard to describe.
As the school's final boys basketball coach, Ryan Brado has studied the quirks of the gym, known affectionately as the Lighthouse.
When they brought the materials in from Federal, they couldn't make the turn onto Arizona because the beams were too big, so they had to rent cranes and lift them from Federal, drop them, move the cranes, pick them up again, and put everything into place.
All the way down to the hardwood floor.
And a lot of it's been repainted, and new bleachers and some upgrades in various other areas, but the basic structure hasn't changed.
Denver Public Schools now owns the lease on the school and its gym, officially turning off the Lutheran lights at the end of the year. The student body will merge with Lutheran High School in Parker, but the memories of the Lighthouse will remain, including those for senior Joel Haywood.
It's kind of an eerie feeling knowing that we're the last team that'll ever play here, but it's a good feeling at the same time.
Good feelings that the Lighthouse has harbored for generations. Jesse Horne, 9 News. It sounds and looks like a normal day of football. Danny and Amanda Rodwell still cheer on their Flagler Panthers. Their son Lance was a big part of Flagler's first win this season. The next day, however, he didn't return home from his grandparents' house. Danny drove looking for Lance.
Popped over the hill and there was my son.
Lance Rodwell was dead after the truck he was driving rolled over. He was just 16 years old.
Something you don't ever want to feel. Something you don't want to feel.
Since that day, the Rodwells and the community of Flagler have tried to cope with the loss. And football has helped fill some of the void.
He had a mission this year, and he can't finish it, and so these boys are going to try.
Lance's Panther teammates are doing well executing that mission as they currently sit 5-1 on the season. So whenever Flagler crosses the goal line, it helps bring things back to normal for Flagler and help a family heal, one touchdown at a time.
Every time they score, what is that feeling like?
But he's smiling up there. He's smiling down. He's happy for him.
Jesse Horne.
It's state championship weekend for high school lacrosse, baseball, and swimming. We're live. 9 News prep reporter Jesse Horne is at the Eudora Pool and Ice Center in Fort Collins. Hi, Jesse.
Good evening, Drew. That's right. Tonight it's the 5A championships going on with prelims. The 4A championships are over in Grand Junction. And one defending champ there is going to be doing something a little unusual.
Eric May always does it.
I can't even remember back when I started doing this.
He has to do it.
I've done it a billion times before.
And when he doesn't,
it was like not brushing your teeth in the morning.
The Arvada senior has won 2 state titles in the 200 individual medley. But that might have to do with what he does before he dives into the pool.
I'll step up on the blocks, and I might do a little bit of a leg shake if my legs are feeling tense, but I'll always clap 5 times, and then I'll bend over, and I'll shake my arms out, and I'll swing it, and then I'll shake them again.
It sounds elaborate, even for the future physics student at Cornell, but May contends he must do this ritual.
It's great to be smart and to be thinking about everything in practice, but once you get into a race standard, it's the best to just forget about the competition, forget about the pain that you're going to be going through, and just focus on swimming.
And now that everyone knows what he does, will he make sure to do it at state this weekend?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to make sure I do it now.
And for the record, mine is to sing the theme from Shaft by Isaac Hayes, my pregame ritual. We're going to have highlights from the 5A championships coming up tonight on 9 News at 6. Drew?
All right, see you then. Thanks, Jesse.
The Denver Prep League is known for its presidents. There's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and Warren Harding. No, not that Warren Harding. This one, Denver East's junior varsity boys basketball head coach for the past 16 seasons.
Kind of makes me a celebrity and makes it real hard for my name to be forgotten.
In a way, both have been leaders of masses. The former president, about 100 million people back in 1920. The coach, roughly 17. Despite the similar name, Coach Harding was not named after our 29th president of the United States.
I was actually named after somebody in my family, and my parents didn't even realize it until after I was born.
Sure, the commander-in-chief was actually elected to the White House 90 years ago, but has the same name ever tipped off people when they meet the Angels JV coach?
And every now and then I'll be somewhere, and somebody will look at my license and they'll say, "Oh, you're named after a president."
Coach Harding admits he, at first, didn't like making the connection. Who could blame him? President Harding has frequently been ranked as one of our nation's worst chief executives. This Warren Harding has been molding the minds and character of future adults for almost a generation.
I see a lot of kids that I used to coach back in the 80s, and now they're grown and their kids are coming into high school now. So it's real gratifying for me.
Making Coach Harding a true commander-in-chief. Jesse Horne, 9 News. Two paths crossed. One led to glory thanks to the shot. Another ended in harsh defeat. Perhaps no one has felt it worse than Thunder Ridge's Dave Day, the player who made the fateful inbound.
There's not really been a period of 10 minutes where I don't think about it. It's just always sort of there and running through my mind and just sort of dagger in my heart, you know.
With 5.2 seconds left and leading by 3, Day put the ball into play. But Michael Clark picked it off and was able to get the ball to Thomas.
Just sort of was living in the moment, and I saw the shot go up and in, and I couldn't really believe it at first. I was just sort of in awe.
As soon as Day released the ball from his fingers, he knew his best intentions had gone awry.
I've watched the play over and over again, and I actually had a teammate open on the left. I didn't see that I should have made the pass to.
Day is correct. From our angle, you can see Brandon Jimenez to Day's left. Behind Clark, Troy Noser sat virtually unguarded. Also, Josh Heikala comes across our shot behind the half-court line. But the disappointment of Day's miscue was amplified by his great performance in that semifinal. He had 18 points for the Grizzlies and brought down a game-high 12 rebounds.
You know, I woke up that morning I just sort of felt good, nice and loose, and I was just trying to do everything I can. And I was just sort of feeling it all through the game. And
Day has already talked to his teammates for next year, and he's using the shot as the Grizzlies' rally cry.
It's just been tradition to win, so next year it's going to be the same.
Jesse Horne, 9 News.